Hello, I'm Jina Kim, the host of the GeoVista. Since President Trump took office, hopes for an end to the war in Ukraine have been high. Yet, as the conflict nears its third year, drones have emerged as a key factor prolonging the war. A single drone can neutralize a tank weighing dozens of tons and precisely strike enemy command centers. Today, we take a closer look at how drones have become a game changer in modern warfare and what the future of warfare might look like. The GeoVista starts now.
4 мільйони і вже більш ніж 1,5 мільйона законтрактовано. Вже застосовуємо абсолютно новий клас української зброї – далекобійну ракету «Дрон».
At the end of last year, President Zelensky announced that Ukraine could produce up to 4 million drones annually. Back in 2023, the Ukrainian government had set its annual drone production target at 1 million, a four-fold increase in just a year. This sharp rise highlights the growing significance of drones in the Ukraine war. In fact, it would not be an exaggeration to say that the war in Ukraine has ushered in the era of drones. Since the war began in February 2022, the battlefield has been dominated by countless drones rather than tanks or fighter jets.
Ми бачимо, що там їде танк, то ми заряджаємо сюди кумулятив і літаємо до нього з кумулятивом. Якщо бачимо, що там іде група піхоти, заряджаємо осколково-фугасний заряд і вже летимо з фугасом туди. Якщо це якась будівля, то заряджаємо просто фугас і залітаємо вже з фугасом в будівлю, щоб зробити там неприємніші.
Recent footage allegedly showing North Korean soldiers collapsing under drone attacks was posted on the social media accounts of Ukraine's Special Operations Forces drawing significant attention. According to Ukrainian authorities, North Korea has suffered an estimated 4,000 casualties in the war. South Korea's National Intelligence Service places the number at around 3,000. The NIS also reports that North Korean troops are suffering heavy losses because they lack effective countermeasures against Ukrainian drone attacks. A recently discovered notebook belonging to a North Korean soldier killed on the Russian front in Kursk contained tactics for drone hunting. The notebook, written in Korean, included hand-drawn illustrations detailing methods to shoot down drones. According to the notes, 3 soldiers would form a team. One would act as bait to lure the drone, while the other 2 would take aim and shoot it down. While the Ukrainian military has stated that it is unclear whether this tactic is genuinely North Korean or something taught by the Russians, they emphasize that this strategy relies on using live bait. These accounts highlight the immense threat drones pose in modern warfare. One key reason drones have garnered so much attention in this war is their affordability. A prime example is the first-person view drone, a remote-controlled drone commonly seen in civilian use. Originally developed for hobbies and filmmaking, these drones have been repurposed by the Ukrainian military into lethal weapons. They are now equipped with cameras, sensors, rocket warheads, and even grenades. These drones can be operated remotely from anywhere as long as there is a signal. Their ability to surveil targets from high altitudes and launch attacks without warning makes them highly effective. Additionally, battery-powered drones produce minimal noise, making them difficult to detect until they are dangerously close. In addition, Ukraine's FPV drones are evolving rapidly. By integrating different components, engineers have extended flight duration and increased the payload capacity. They have even developed relay drones with communication equipment to extend signal ranges. Thanks to these advancements, drone-controlled distances have expanded from just 1 to 2 kilometers to several dozen kilometers. Ukraine has also developed drones capable of dropping 10 to 20 mortar shells in a single mission. In January this year, footage emerged on social media showing Ukrainian forces using FPV drones to destroy Russia's latest main battle tanks. Ukraine has also launched large-scale drone attacks across Russia, including strikes on oil and power facilities in Moscow and other key cities. Russia, meanwhile, is rapidly expanding its drone production and operational capabilities. Last year, President Putin announced plans to increase Russia's annual drone production tenfold to 1.4 million units. By 2030, Russia aims to establish 48 additional drone production facilities, reducing its reliance on foreign-made drones. Recently, Russian forces have used drones to attack Zaporizhzhia in southwestern Ukraine as they push to expand occupied territory.
І підбігши до шифонеру, мене вже завалило уламками, з-під яких я виліз і почув, що жінка моя кричала.
Like this, the growing use of FPV drones is transforming modern warfare. Both Ukraine and Russia are rapidly developing their drone capabilities and strategies. Another crucial point to watch is that North Korea is gaining first-hand experience in using military drones through this war. While North Korea has previously showcased its domestically produced suicide and reconnaissance drones, it had limited real-world combat experience with these systems. Therefore, their involvement in the Ukraine war provides valuable opportunities to both counter drone threats and master offensive drone technology. This combat experience could lead to North Korea integrating drones more aggressively into its own military operations in the future. However, FPV drones do have vulnerabilities. They can be countered through electronic jamming, anti-aircraft weapons, and small drone interception systems. Without adequate countermeasures, drone attacks can cause devastating damage, a reality evident in the heavy casualties suffered by North Korean forces in Ukraine. Drones are reshaping the battlefield and redefining modern warfare. As drone technology and tactics continue to evolve, the implications for global security, particularly in regions like the Korean Peninsula, become increasingly concerning. Yes, we have examined how drones are proving their effectiveness in the Ukraine war, as well as how North Korean forces are responding to drone warfare. Now let's take a closer look at the latest developments in drone technology across different countries and explore possible countermeasures against military drones. Joining us is Professor Chung Byung-ju from the Seogang University's Institute for Army Research, specializing in international security and weapon systems. Professor Chung, welcome to the program.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes. So I see that you recently published a new book entitled Drone and Trench Warfare in the 21st Century. Actually, your book first discusses Ukraine war and then explores the role of ISRTA.
Sure.
Can you tell us what that really is and why you emphasize that?
Yes, ISRTA. I made the terms that I means intelligence. You know, intelligence means the military information, usually geospatial image or signal intelligence. Yeah. So I think the most important drone's purpose is to gather and distribute and then transmit such information.
Sure.
And then to do this work, the drones should perform two missions. This S surveillance.
Surveillance.
R means reconnaissance.
Yes.
Yeah. And then next phase is target acquisition or target and action. Action means, in military term, destroy or kill or demolish the target. Currently, the most YouTube or TikTok or Facebook footage just illustrates the drone's mission is just target acquisition or target and action. But my book really focused on the basic mission, to gather and transmit the military intelligence of the battlefield and reconnaissance and the surveillance missions. So this mission is the true and the core aspect of the drone in the near future.
So you focused on the military application of drones in your book, right?
Sure.
But many people associate drones with a hobby or filmmaking or industry delivery models.
Yeah.
So how can you tell us the line between military use and civilian use?
In specific term, we call a DUT. That means double use technology. Recently, all technologies can serve for both military and civilian area. Amazon started their service delivering packaging
Yes.
in the city,
Yeah.
and the U.S. National Park Rangers and the monitor and the observer the wildfire or people by using drones. And then for military, just change the actors, military officers today. That is military drone. The only difference between civilian drone and the military drone is who is actor.
But that also changes the purpose of the use of drones, right?
Yeah, sure. Actor always determine the purpose.
Yes.
Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, utilize their drones to deliver indispensable medicines or medical equipment or food or water to their soldiers. And U.S. Park Rangers same do that. They deliver the indispensable medicines or medical equipment to people in distress. The only difference is actor.
I see. So Elon Musk, who is now leading the Department of Government Efficiency, once said that the drones, not stealth jet fighters, can define the future warfare. So I wonder, to what extent drones can replace manned fighter jets?
Before answering that, I watched the movie, the Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, I love that
Tom Cruise
one.
movies, and in the movie, the U.S. Navy admiral claims that someday drones or unmanned jet fighters will dominate the battlefield. And then Tom Cruise replies that maybe someday, but not today.
Yeah.
That is how I feel exactly. We are living in the transition era. We need to coexist the drone weapon system and the manned aerial vehicle like jet fighters, stealth jet fighters. We still need both. It's very indispensable for the lawmaker or policymakers there to make a balance between the drone and the jet fighters. So, but someday, probably 30 years or later, or 50 years later, F-35 is stupid weapon system, but now F-35 is still state-of-the-art technology.
Of course.
So, however, for the preparation of the future war, we need to increase the drone capability, also anti-drone technology.
You just mentioned preparation for the future war. So as drones take the center stage, by the way, in the modern warfare, then a lot of powerful nations are trying to enhance their drone production capability. So in your opinion, what country should we watch closely?
In 2003 or 2004, I participated in several academic seminars or I joined some consultant projects to illustrate the future warfare, including drone systems. And then recently I checked my papers. I was astonished that my prediction was wrong because the technology world is very unpredictable and very dynamic. We have already heard about the AI engine, the Chinese DeepSeek. Only last year, never imagined that China make the AI engine that compared to the ChatGPT. But it happens. DeepSeek is a rival or surpass the ChatGPTs. Like that, currently the United States is the leading country to adapt or develop the military drone system. However, in 10 years, China will rival or surpass the U.S. capability. Because here's two reasons. The first reason is China utilized a very low level of ethical regulation.
Yeah.
What do you think about the most time-consuming and then time-cost process in terms of a weapon system? Not at designing, not at production.
Then what?
It's the testing.
Oh, I see.
Testing is the most time-consuming and the most expensive process. So, especially in the drone system, we need to test drones to person or animals like that. And the US or the other European countries, they have to review it and then confirmed by congressional committee.
Right,
or,
related.
Right. So they have a very high level of ethical regulation.
Right.
However, China doesn't. Like autonomous driving system in the electric cars. Only 10 years ago, no person expected that Chinese electric car may rival or surpass US. The Tesla, but now China's autonomous driving technology is world second.
So what about South Korea?
South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea is obviously one of the leading countries in defense industry, right? So how can you compare South Korea to other top drone production country?
That's a good question. And now I'm composing my second book. The topic is Israel war, especially based on the drone warfare. I categorize in two groups. The first tier of the drone industry, three countries, the United States, China, and Israel. They have a great technology and the full capacity of production, and then world data. The emerging group, I call it the three countries, Turkey or Turkey, and then Russia, and South Korea.
Oh.
Yes. The reason why I choose South Korea is that we have three advantages. The first one is high technology in the semiconductor or sensor, gyroscope, manufacturing devices or something like that. And second reason is South Korea's industry are ready to full production of military equipment. The big difference between the South Korea and the European countries. After the collapse of the Cold War, most European countries, including British, Germany or France, they are undergoing huge budget cuts. So and they eliminated the military production line, so they can compete the production rate like China, but South Korea can do it. So then third reason is we have a large scale of standing army. That means we have a great test bed.
I see.
Yeah. So, and then we are co-work with the United States Army. So, I mentioned the United States is the world leading drone industry. In such as military exercise, joint exercise, U.S. Army always adapt the state-of-the-art drone system, and then we also adapt to our new drone systems. So the joint military exercise is good test bed for the drone system. So that is why I call that South Korea will be a emerging country as a drone industry.
So I have one last question. If drones are the spears, then anti-drone capabilities can be the shields, right? What are the latest advantages in anti-drone defenses?
Yeah, like introduction of this program, the TV show. So Zelensky stated that Ukraine can produce 4 million drones per year. Ironically, the fact is that drone is not invincible. If a drone is unstoppable, we don't need to make such a huge drone, right? So that means there have been a lot of anti-drone systems in the world, especially developed by China and Russia. So there are several anti-drone systems. First one is the fundamental technology or low technology. Just add more application of armor on the AFB or tanks, like turtle tank. The Admiral Lee Sun-shin's turtle ship, Russia made their own turtle tank, just ironclad tanks. And then to penetrate the turtle tank's armor, the Ukraine forces are using more drones. That is why they produce 4 million drones per year. And then next step is the reaction of Russia is to adopt electronic device on their tanks, the jamming system. And to overcome the jamming system, Ukraine used the wire-guided drones. That is, I call it law of action reaction in the warfare. So such a ceaseless effort to overcome other enemies, the countermeasure is the true aspect of the Russian warfare. Still, we need a traditional way or conservative way, just adding the more armor to the tanks to compete the drone operation.
Okay, now I can understand it is very, very important to keep up with the speed of the modern warfare.
Sure.
But at the same time, I also think developing strategies and operational tactics associated with this new technology is going to be very, very crucial, right?
Sure.
This was a fascinating discussion. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
A single photo can sometimes deliver a stronger message than words. Let's take a look at key drone-related issues through some photos with me. On January 30th, Russia launched a drone attack on an apartment complex in Sumy, Ukraine, resulting in numerous casualties. President Zelensky strongly condemned the attack, calling it a terrible crime. According to the Ukrainian Air Force, Russia launched 81 drones overnight, of which 37 were shot down and 39 were neutralized through electronic jamming. This incident underscores Russia's continued targeting of Ukrainian civilians and reveals the challenges in enforcing international humanitarian law to regulate combat drone use. Finland and Sweden, NATO's newest members, participated in the alliance's regular winter warfare exercises. This training focused on enhancing operational capabilities in extreme conditions. Recent footage and images confirm that NATO member states, including Canada, deployed drone units as part of the exercises. While some NATO members are pushing for stronger regulations on lethal autonomous weapons, the increasing military reliance on drones presents a complex dilemma between ethical concerns and strategic utility. On January 29th, a private arms exhibition near Kyiv, Ukraine, showcased a variety of advanced weaponry, with fiber optic drones and robots drawing particular interest. Unlike conventional drones, which rely on radio frequencies for control and video transmission, fiber optic drones use fiber optic cables instead of wireless communication. This provides a key advantage, immune to electronic warfare threats such as jamming and spoofing. However, the trade-off is that the physical connection through fiber optic cables limits flight range and maneuverability, limiting their practical applications. Shouldn't the role of drones and robots be about enhancing human convenience and enjoyment rather than destruction? On January 22nd, Qatar featured robot jockeys in a traditional camel race. And on January 28th, Manila's Chinatown in the Philippines hosted a drone and fireworks show as part of the Lunar New Year celebrations. Manila's Chinatown in the Philippines hosted a drone and fireworks show as part of the Chinese New Year celebrations. Manila's event also appeared to serve as a diplomatic gesture of goodwill toward China. Beyond cultural entertainment, these two events reflect a strategic use of cutting-edge technology to shape national image, highlighting both the growing interest in drone innovation and its expanding applications. Today, we've examined the major global issues that are shaping our future. As the world evolves, staying informed is more important than ever, and we will continue to bring you the stories that matter. Thank you for watching. This has been Jina Kim.